All right, so this incredibly rich female president brings $50 billion just to make her husband smile, but she stops dead outside his door. She hears his ex confessing inside and thinks she is about to get abandoned again. Her heart completely sinks, but then boom, a massive slap echoes through the room. Our main character literally folds the ex to the floor, shouting at her to shut up over the kidney demand. If she wants fairness, he says he will give his kidney away only if she feeds hers to the dogs. Gu Yan laughs, admitting he was out of his mind back then, but luckily his wife cured his blindness. She is 10,000 times prettier and richer than you, he says. Why wouldn't I love her instead of you? Honestly, what does he even see in this toxic ex? Hearing Gu Yan proudly claim his wife like this is wild. Suddenly, this cold and ruthless business queen is blushing like crazy outside. Meanwhile, the ex is panicking, wondering if he found out about her secret lover. She tries to brush off the slap, acting like she cares about his health, but she is secretly terrified. She begs him to come to the hospital and sign the kidney donation papers. Just then, the door swings open and Shen Qingqiu walks inside. She is super nervous, unable to understand his sudden change of heart. Is he being real, or is this just another cruel game? Seeing her like this is low-key heartbreaking for Gu Yan. In his past life, he was a total villain here, pointing at her and screaming. He called her a useless failure who could not even have children, demanding a divorce. The toxic ex mocked her too, calling her barren. It completely broke the otherwise powerful president. She survived brutal corporate wars, but her own husband crushed her dignity. Now, seeing the deep sorrow in her eyes, Gu Yan is hit with a massive wave of regret. He rushes over and hugs her tightly, tears streaming down his face, as she freezes up, trembling in his arms. She asks what is wrong, but he tells her to call the police on the ex. He swears to himself that in this new life, he will protect her with everything he has. From this moment on, neither that toxic ex nor dogs are ever allowed near them again. The ex is literally thrown out, but Shen Qingqiu suddenly pulls her hand away and tries to leave. She hands over a check, telling him to use it for his father's debts and his brother's legal mess. She says she will give him anything else he wants, still thinking he is just using her. But Gu Yan pushes the money back, telling her to let his toxic family rot because they deserve it. He does not want her getting dragged down by them anymore. They are cut off for good. He tells her he finally realized she is the only one who truly loves him. Can she ever trust him again? Her heart races as she stares at him, trying to find any sign of deception. But all she can see in his eyes is absolute sincerity. It is actually crazy. She is completely torn, remembering how he used to lie just to extract her money. Back then, he would act disgusted if she even touched him. That left her with deep emotional scars. She is a normal, powerful woman, but she always felt broken because she could not have children. She secretly loved him for 8 years, always keeping her distance to protect him. Then came that one fateful night. He got drunk and accidentally stumbled into her room, starting their complicated relationship. That night changed everything, giving her hope that she could finally experience real love. He became her only light in the dark, and she did everything to cherish him. But then the media caught them, turning their private night into a massive public scandal. To protect her company, they were forced into a marriage he absolutely despised, leading to years of resentment. She spent years trying to make it up to him, receiving nothing but his cruelty in return. But this is a regression story, guys. He has been reborn with a second chance to fix his mistakes. He begs her to give them another shot, promising that she's the only one he needs. She whispers that she cannot have children, thinking he is just sweet-talking her again.
He tells her that his heartbeat does not lie, begging her to give them both a real chance.
Hearing his racing heart, her cold defense system completely crumbles. She gets flustered, her own heart racing as she tells him he cannot just slide by this easily. Gu Yan acts all pitiful, begging his wife for a chance to prove himself. He literally called the cops on her enemy, but her cold gaze makes his eyes instantly go dark. Feigning total defeat, he slowly lets go of her hand, whispering that it is fine. He sighs that he gets it now. She has completely given up on him. He formally calls her Miss Shen and apologizes for tonight. He admits he was way too forward and should never have come back to disturb her life again. This gets her good. Shen Qingqiu snaps, asking where he learned this behavior. Why does he always play her so easily, using this guilt trip to force her hand? She literally begs him to just ask for whatever promise he wants directly, instead of torturing her like this. I want you back. She cries out that she wants him back by her side completely. Guyan finally looks up, his gaze complex but no longer cold. Honestly, he has been waiting for this exact moment for way too long. By noon the next day, Guyan finally wakes up, feeling completely exhausted and dizzy from the wild night. The moment he steps out of the bathroom, Shen Qingqiu walks right over. She wraps her arms around his waist from behind, pressing close with pure, desperate, and loving devotion. Seeing that he does not pull away, her tense nerves finally relax. She is low-key so relieved to realize that last night was not a dream, but reality. He asks if she should be at work, but she casually reminds him that she is the CEO. She says she can skip work anytime just to stay home with her husband, but when he tells her he does not need her company, her heart immediately sinks. She holds him even tighter, admitting she is absolutely terrified that he will vanish the moment she leaves for work. Guyan instantly realizes she is drowning in anxiety. She is so worried about him running away again that she just wants to guard him 24/7. He gently comforts his wife, promising that he is never going to leave her again. He tells her she can go ahead and do her work with complete peace of mind. She whispers that hearing those words is more than enough for her. But then his toxic ex shows up, asking if he is still throwing a tantrum and waiting for her to coax him. She actually expects him to sign the kidney donation papers, confidently claiming she knows his marriage to that rich CEO was just a desperate act of theater. Since the CEO is so wealthy and powerful, the ex assumes Guyan only did it for money. She claims she does not blame him at all. She promises her offer to marry him still stands if he just saves her life. Without his kidney, she whines that she is literally going to die. Guyan looks at her and asks, "Oh, so you were actually going to die?" Nah, that is actually great news. He literally asks when the funeral feast is, demanding a private VIP table for their friendship. She screams that Guyan has absolutely lost his mind. The villain is literally crying about our boy brainwashing Shen Qingqiu. Talk about projection. He tells them that if they have the guts, they should come and get him directly. Otherwise, shut up. He is married now, and if they insult his wife again, he is putting their entire family on a true crime show. Honestly, he was gonna settle the score yesterday, but there is no rush. Our boy has got a massive surprise cooked up for these two. Later, he heads to the kitchen to whip up some instant noodles, but then he gets hit with this amazing aroma. Turns out, Shen Qingqiu is already in there. She is cooking for him and looking incredibly happy, probably because she heard him defending her earlier, so he naturally walks up behind her. He wraps his arms around her in a surprise back hug, which totally flusters her. He playfully asks what she is cooking. He tells her he smelled it from the living room. She melts in his arms. Suddenly, she giggles. Acting bold, she lifts his chin to kiss him. But she hesitates, too shy to actually do it. This is wholesome peak romance right here. He gently cups her face, kisses her, and tells her she can kiss him whenever she wants because he is her husband. She completely blushes, stammers that she has to check on the food, and scurries off. Seriously, her shy reaction is the cutest thing ever. She suddenly gets this playful urge to tease him, asking if a big shot CEO is seriously too chicken to even kiss her. Shen Qingqiu's sudden playfulness actually caught him completely off guard, just as he's getting ready to tease her back. The phone suddenly rings. Honestly, they are so cute it hurts. He takes the ladle from her, looking like a sweet married couple. He gets a bit dazed and then... Ouch! He accidentally pricks his finger on a sharp shrimp head, and Shen Qingqiu instantly panics. She rushes over to grab his hand. She drags him to the sink to wash it, then carefully disinfects it with alcohol. He can only smile and tease. "Thank you for saving my life, Doc." She playfully complains that his tiny scratch is already healed, telling him to stop clinging so she can actually peel her shrimp. She found the shrimp he peeled absolutely disgusting. The second he put it in her bowl, she threw it on the ground, slammed her chopsticks, and stormed out, giving him zero face. Instead, a weird warmth actually fills his heart as he stands there, completely dazed. She keeps staring at him until Yan gets low-key embarrassed. She couldn't resist hugging him again for some quick romance, but got cut off. After that little rocky phase, our favorite power couple are finally back together, and the matriarch is going to be absolutely thrilled. Honestly, their dynamic is just straight up top tier. Before this, our boy worked at his dad's company, but being the boss's son got him zero special treatment. Instead, because he was actually capable, they dumped all the hard work on him and gave his brother all the credit. They barely even paid him, calling it character building, when they really just favored his brother since day one. His family thought his brother was worth 1,000 times more, while he desperately tried to prove his worth. But now, he's quitting. Honestly, why grind when you can just be a trophy husband and relax all day? The next morning, he stretches, only for Nanny Liu to knock on his door with an urgent matter. She tells him Shen Qingqiu left an important file in her study, which is strictly off limits to everyone else. Only he is allowed inside, and the secretary is coming. This immediately triggers a major flashback to his previous life. Back then, Shen Qingqiu asked for the same favor, but the manipulative villainous Su Yu-ro got into his head. She convinced him to steal company secrets, which he actually did, triggering a massive crisis that almost ruined the company. Their stock tanked, but this time he simply nods, heads to the study, and enters the password. The room is sleek and minimalist, dominated by a massive desk covered in neatly organized files. Meanwhile, back at her office, Shen Qingqiu is glued to her monitor, watching his every move through a hidden camera. She looks completely stone-faced, but her hands are clenched so tight her knuckles are turning white. She is literally praying that he won't betray her trust this time and shatter her fragile hope. She set this trap on purpose because she knows about Su Yu-ro's schemes. She is absolutely terrified of the outcome. If he steals them, it means all his recent sweetness was just a massive, heartbreaking lie. He spots the correct folder right away. It is exactly the file she asked for. But then he starts casually browsing through the other classified documents resting on the desk. Shen Qingqiu holds her breath as he pulls out a highly sensitive project folder. She shuts her eyes in pain. Those are the blueprints for their biggest upcoming deal. A leak here would completely bankrupt the company.
She thinks, Yan, are you really betraying me again? Just for her?
Why can't you just stay by my side? She tries to stay calm, sipping her tea. But her hand is shaking too much. She almost shuts off the monitor, unable to watch the heartbreak. Then she freezes. On the screen, he sits down in her office chair. He starts scribbling something on a sticky note, making her zoom in the camera in confusion. It is a hand-drawn heart that says, "You have worked hard, wifey." He slips it right into the folder. He seals it up, neatly tidies her desk, and leaves with only the file she requested. No photos, no snooping, zero shady business. Realizing that he actually chose loyalty this time, Shen Qingqiu feels her frozen heart completely melt. Tears of relief stream down her face. Outside, Nanny Lu hands him a warm thermos. She asks him to bring her this nourishing soup the matriarch prepared, admitting she is feeling too sick today. She is clearly playing matchmaker here, and he is more than happy to take the opportunity. So he visits her office for the first time. Meanwhile, the front desk guy Lin Hao is prepping. He thinks he is a total catch and plans to seduce the female CEO the moment she arrives. But when our boy walks in, the receptionist instantly gets defensive and asks how he can help. He asks which floor the CEO is on since he's there to deliver some soup. The guy immediately blocks him, asking for an appointment and claiming she is too busy to see visitors. He explains her mother sent him because Nanny Lu is sick, making the receptionist quickly change his attitude. Apologizing for the mix-up, the guy immediately calls someone over to escort him upstairs. He summons a highly pretentious senior staff member while quietly snickering to himself. He smugly thinks nobody can compete with him because Sister Zhao literally runs the office. Just as our boy's elevator doors are closing, the VIP executive elevator opens on the other side. Shen Qingqiu steps out looking incredibly cold but unusually anxious, scanning the room for her man before marching straight to the front desk. She demands to know where her husband is, explaining that Mother Liu called saying he was bringing her some soup. The receptionist stammers, asking if her husband is that Mr. Gu, and she is like, who else? Meanwhile, in the elevator, Sister Zhao sizes him up and keeps prying, asking what his name is and what exactly his relationship with the CEO is. He tells her to shut it if she knows she is being intrusive, but she scoffs, accusing him of trying to seduce the CEO. He fires back, asking if he should seduce her instead, before telling her to resign because he doesn't want to see her tomorrow. This clown actually laughs, asking if he seriously thinks he is already the president's husband. She even tells him to kneel and beg for a basic job, but then the elevator doors slide open to reveal Shen Qingqiu herself. He runs right into Shen Qingqiu's arms for some sweet PDA, leaving Sister Zhao absolutely frozen as she realizes she completely messed up. Our boy plays along and pulls a sad face, making Shen Qingqiu instantly worry and ask him what is wrong. He sighs, saying he does not deserve her because she is rich, while he is just a cheap pretty boy relying on his face to climb up. He even suggests getting a divorce, joking that maybe he should go with Sister Zhao since she was so generous to offer him a job. Sister Zhao loses her mind, stammering to the CEO that she never said those things and begging for mercy. Shen Qingqiu just sneers, and without saying a single word, she delivers a satisfying slap that sends Sister Zhao flying to the floor. She is definitely not stupid, immediately piecing together that this garbage woman had insulted her man. But then she remembers to stay gentle around him, hugging him tight and apologizing for letting such a disgusting person upset him. She promises she won't let him suffer any injustice and vows to handle this mess personally. Our boy is low-key smirking on the side, dying to see the villain get destroyed, just as the assistant rushes over with the full report. Shen Qingqiu's face turns pitch black with pure rage as she coldly tells the assistant to deal with her. Once that is handled, she wastes no time dragging him into her office and pinning him right against the wall. She whispers softly, "Ayan, I missed you so much. I really did," she says as he wraps his arms around her waist, making her softly whimper. She buries her face in his neck, nuzzling and kissing him like they have been apart for years. When he asks how she misses him already, she poutingly replies she doesn't care, she just does. Seeing his gorgeous wife so clingy makes him remember his past life, when he was sick in bed and she abandoned everything to nurse him. She stayed by his side until the very end, while he had wasted his final breaths wishing his toxic family in white moonlight would visit him. He just wanted a single glance, but nobody showed up, thinking back to how brutally they abandoned him. He bursts into tears, but not because of those heartless people. He is completely done crying over them. He is crying because he regrets letting down such a perfect woman. Honestly, this realization hits so hard. She panics completely, asking if she did something wrong or upset him. He reassures her it is not her fault, while she secretly feels happy that he is finally showing her his vulnerable side. She tells him they will face everything together because he is her husband, and she will stay by his side forever. Hugging her close, he decides to tell her everything about his past life, framing it as a terrifying dream. Her fists clench in anger as she listens, while he explains how waking up to see her there changed everything. He realized he should never waste love on people who do not care, promising never to let her down again. From now on, he only wants her. Hearing this, she finally understands his sudden change of heart. Even if it was just a nightmare, she vows to never let those toxic scumbags hurt her man ever again.
She gently wipes his tears and cups his face, looking at him with pure devotion. But a few days later, Mother Wong's headaches get worse.
She is usually super active, but mysteriously gets dizzy whenever it is time to deliver soup, basically begging him to go instead. But when he arrives, a cold voice barks out, "Can't you hear me? Get out!" He is totally stunned as Shen Qingqiu sits at her desk radiating a terrifying boss energy. She looks up, ready to snap, but the second she realizes it is him, she literally jumps out of her seat. Her icy demeanor melts instantly, but our boy teases her, sighing that she clearly does not cherish him anymore. He plays the victim, complaining about bringing her soup, while she panics, her heart pounding as she desperately tries to explain. Our boy is actually terrified his fierce side freaked her out. She holds back her laughter, pretending to walk away. Just a few steps later, he rushes over, tightly hugs her from behind. She quickly apologizes for not recognizing her husband, telling him he can punish her however he wants. He says he will accept it all. But then, boom! He playfully smacks Shen Qingqiu on the butt and bursts out laughing. She instantly realizes he is just teasing her. She lunges into his arms. Clinging to him like a cute puppy, she bites his clothes. But then she suddenly pulls back. Shen Qingqiu fishes out a small jewelry box. Inside is a ring. Her eyes tremble. She wants to put it on his finger, but hesitates. She remembers how cruelly he rejected her ring at their wedding. Back then, he swiped her hand away. She is terrified of another rejection. So he gently grabs her hand and slides the ring on. Talk about a major redemption arc right here. Shen Qingqiu finally lets out a sigh of relief. He comfortingly pats her back. He is incredibly happy. She softly explains that she bought it because she thought it would look perfect on him. Passionately assuring her he loves the gift, he gently cups her face for a sweet kiss. Honestly, these two are beautiful together. I am telling you, this is exactly the kind of healing romance we all deserve. For real.